Good news for Samsung fans. The much-anticipated Galaxy S25 series will feature Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset in all models, globally. This is an exciting update, as Samsung has traditionally used a mix of chipsets for different regions. But for Galaxy S25, it seems Qualcomm's power-packed processor will take center stage everywhere. Over the past few months, there's been speculation about whether Samsung would use its in-house Exynos chip in some versions of the Galaxy S25. Earlier this year, Samsung even mentioned the Exynos 2500 during an earnings call, leading many to believe it would be a part of the Galaxy S25 lineup. But that no longer appears to be the case. Instead, all variants of the Galaxy S25, whether it's the standard model, the S25 Plus, or the S25 Ultra, are expected to exclusively use the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. Samsung's shift became more apparent when T.M. Rowe, the head of Samsung MX, took the stage during Qualcomm's announcement of the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. This moment hinted strongly that Samsung had fully embraced the Snapdragon 8 Elite for its next flagship release, and now reliable leakers like Ice Universe at Universes have confirmed that all Galaxy S25 models will indeed feature the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, marking a significant departure from the mixed chip strategy that Samsung has employed in the past. In a surprising twist, not only will the Exynos 2500 be left out of the Galaxy S25 series, but the MediaTek 9400 chipset will also be absent. This means the days of regional chipset variations, where some regions receive Snapdragon-powered devices and others got Exynos, are over, at least for now. This is excellent news for Samsung enthusiasts, especially those who prefer Qualcomm's processors due to their reputation for speed, reliability, and better optimization. To understand why this change matters so much, let's quickly revisit the Galaxy S24 lineup. For the Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus, Samsung used its Exynos 2400 chip in all regions except Canada, China, and the USA, where those markets received the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy chipset. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S24 Ultra was powered by the Snapdragon chip globally, avoiding any performance discrepancies across different regions. While the Exynos 2400 marked a big improvement over its predecessors, it still couldn't quite match the performance of flagship chips from Qualcomm, Apple, or MediaTek. The chip faced criticism for not being as fast or efficient as its competitors, even though it was built on a more advanced 3nm process. The Exynos 2500 was supposed to be a game-changer. Built using Samsung Foundry's second-generation 3nm process, it was expected to deliver massive gains in performance and efficiency. However, recent reports suggest that Samsung has encountered issues in producing enough quality Exynos 2500 chips. These production problems may have led the company to abandon the idea of including the Exynos 2500 in the Galaxy S25 series altogether. For consumers, this shift to the Snapdragon 8 Elite globally is a huge win. Early performance tests of the Snapdragon 8 Elite have been impressive, strongly against its competitors, with the Snapdragon 8 Elite delivering performance on par with or even better than Apple's A18 Pro. The Galaxy S25 series is shaping up to be a strong contender in the 2024 flagship race. As we await the official release of the Galaxy S25 series, this news about the Snapdragon 8 Elite is a promising indicator of what's to come. With no Exynos or MediaTek chips in the mix, Samsung is clearly focusing on performance and consistency across all regions. It's an exciting time for Galaxy fans, and the Galaxy S25 could very well be one of the best smartphones to launch in 2024. Stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the official launch. Now let's dive into the exciting showdown between two of the biggest heavyweights in the smartphone world: Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both of these phones push the boundaries of mobile technology, offering cutting-edge features and exceptional performance. But which one takes the crown as the best big phone of 2024? Let's dive in and compare them side by side. Design. Starting with the design, both phones have distinct looks that reflect their brand identities. The iPhone 16 Pro Max stays true to Apple's iconic rectangular shape with flat sides and soft corners. This year, it features an even slimmer bezel, allowing for a larger 6.9-inch display. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, keeps its sleek, curved edges and integrates the ever-popular S Pen, a feature unique to Samsung's Ultra series. Size-wise, the differences are minimal. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm at 77.6mm, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly shorter, but a bit wider at 162.3mm x 79mm. That extra width allows room for the S Pen, which gives Samsung an edge in productivity. Apple, however, introduces something new this year, the camera control button, a capacitive touch key that allows for zooming and other camera controls with a swipe. When it comes to color options, Apple sticks with its sophisticated muted tones, white, black, natural, and the new Desert Titanium. Samsung goes for more variety with options like titanium violet and yellow. And for those ordering through Samsung's website, you get access to exclusive colors like titanium blue and green. Display. Now, onto the display. Both phones deliver top-tier screen technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts a 6.9-inch OLED display with a buttery-smooth 120Hz refresh rate. As with the iPhone 15 Pro series, you also get the always-on display feature, which lowers the refresh rate to just 1 Hz when the phone is idle. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind with its stunning 6.8-inch AMOLED display that also supports 120Hz refresh rates and an always-on feature. One advantage Samsung brings is an anti-reflective coating, making outdoor visibility much easier in bright sunlight, something the iPhone lacks. Both displays are breathtakingly vibrant, but there are subtle differences in color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max tends to lean towards warmer yellowish tones, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a cooler, more tealish hue. A standout feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop its brightness to just 1 nit for easier nighttime viewing, great for late-night scrolling. Performance. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-generation 3nm process. This makes it incredibly efficient, with significant improvements in heat dissipation and sustained performance compared to its predecessor, the A17 Pro chip. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra is no slouch either. It runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, custom-tuned for Galaxy devices. While the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 performs well, especially in gaming and graphics-intensive tasks, it tends to throttle a bit sooner than Apple's A18 Pro under extreme stress. In benchmark tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max leads in CPU performance, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the edge in 3D graphics, scoring slightly higher in peak performance. However, Apple's new chip excels in long-term sustained performance, so if you're planning on pushing your phone to its limits, the iPhone may have a slight edge. Camera next. Let's discuss one of the most critical aspects of any flagship phone, the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom. Apple has also introduced a new lens coating to minimize lens flare, addressing a common complaint in previous models. On the flip side, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings its camera game with a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel zoom lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Samsung has packed in more megapixels, but remember, megapixels aren't everything. The iPhone tends to produce more natural-looking photos, whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra sometimes leans into oversaturation, delivering more vibrant images. In low-light photography, both phones perform exceptionally well, but Samsung's larger sensor can capture more detail in some scenarios. For video, the iPhone takes the crown with its 4K recording at 120 frames per second, ideal for capturing stunning slow-motion footage. While Samsung's camera app offers tons of customization, Apple's new camera control button provides a more intuitive experience for videographers. Battery life and charging. In terms of battery life, the iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra edges it out with a 5,000 mAh battery. Both phones are more than capable of lasting through a day of heavy use, but Samsung's slightly larger battery may give it a slight advantage. When it comes to charging, Samsung takes the lead. The Galaxy S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt charging speed. Samsung also has reverse wireless charging, which allows you to charge other devices like earbuds on the back of your phone, something Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't offer. Software. Lastly, let's compare software. Both iOS and One UI are polished, mature operating systems, but they offer different user experiences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for more customization options, better charging speeds, and love the idea of an S Pen, Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the perfect phone for you. Ultimately, both of these phones are top-tier devices with a ton to offer. Whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, feature-packed smartphone that will keep you ahead of the curve in 2024.